think studying the history of Christmas is so important, especially for children. So this year, we're going to be doing a Christmas unit study on the history of Christmas. And this is how we're going to do it. Welcome to Plan, Prep, Pray. Hey girlie, my name is Wendy and I am a homeschooling stay-at-home mom of 4 little ones, and on this channel I talk about all things homeschooling, homemaking, mommy self-care, and kids empowerment. So subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. So this year I decided to do a Christmas unit study going over the history of Christmas. And so we are going to temporarily suspend science and we're going to dive deep into the history of Christmas. So the first thing I decided when doing this Christmas unit study was the questions that we wanted to answer. Using these 7 objectives, we were going to dive deep into the history of Christmas. On my search, I discovered Buck Denver, Why Do We Call It Christmas? And it's the VeggieTales creators, and they created this type of puppet movie as well as a book, and it's in a child's version, and so children are able to digest it and understand it, which is amazing. And so within that movie, there are 7 objectives that are answered, and so I thought those objectives were perfect. So if it's not broke, I'm not gonna fix it. What? That's not the same. Yeah, that is the same. If it's not broken, I'm not going to fix it. And so those 7 objectives work out perfectly for answering the question of, the history of Christmas. And so the first objective is, why is it called Christmas? Why do we celebrate on December 25th? What year was Jesus really born? What do Christmas trees have to do with Christmas? What about Santa Claus? Where did he come from? Which came first, Christmas or Hanukkah? And which one did Jesus celebrate? How does the name Emmanuel explain the real meaning of Christmas? And those objectives were perfect for answering the history of Christmas. So from there, I decided that I was going to use these 5 different things to help me answer these 7 objectives. So number 1, books, and more books. Number 2, field trips. Number 3, projects, hands-on activities, and recipes. Number 4, puzzles and games. Number 5, movies and documentaries. I will list all the objectives in the description if you'd like to do this unit study yourself. And so the first 3 objectives, we're going to be diving deep into the first week. The second 2 objectives is going to be answered the second week, and the last 2 objectives is going to be answered in the 3rd week. And so that's kind of how I broke it apart with the teaching and the books and all that stuff. So let me explain. So each week has a different read aloud that we're going to do. So the first week we are going to be using the History of Christmas book. So let me turn it around. Okay, so the book that we are going to be using as the spine for our Christmas unit study is the History of Christmas, 2,000 Years of Faith, Fable, and Festivity. And this book really helps answer the 7 objectives that we're trying to answer. Now, I have it labeled up along the side the weeks that we're going to read these certain passages because they coincide with our objectives. Now, I would love to actually read the entire book. So I am talking to my husband about maybe doing the passages that we're not going to get to during actual school time, doing them for our evening routine as our evening read aloud that we do with our children. But with that being said, this is an amazing book. And so it really covers all of the objectives that we're trying to answer, such as a date for Christ's nativity and Boniface. And this talks about the Christmas tree story and different things such as from St. Nicholas to Santa Claus and Christmas Today and different things like that, and Christ's birth. And so it truly answers all 7 objectives just like the movie does. And so it coincides perfectly with what we're trying to do. And so I can flip through it for you. The other thing about, like for the first week, we're going to be reading A Date for Christ's Nativity. And what I love about this is after you're done doing the reading, which is usually like 3 to 4 pages, so it's not too bad. The back has more suggested reading, not the back, at the end of the passage that you're reading for the day. It has suggested reading in the Bible where you can actually go and look at the verses, as well as discussion questions, additional discussion questions that you can have for your with your children, and things that you can bake. So, and it does that for every single chapter. You flip to the back, and it has extra suggested reading, discussion questions, and different activities or extra recipes and resources that you can do. So this is the 24 ways that you can do a Christmas like medieval times did. And so, you know, you go to church, you decorate your home with fresh evergreens and just different things like that. So this book is a gem, guys. I really love this book. Even if you're not doing a Christmas unit study, I recommend picking up this book. Now, when it comes to the different read alouds, in addition to this being our main read aloud, for the additional weeks 2 and weeks 3, I have additional read alouds. So, in week 2, we are also going to be reading The Year of the Perfect Christmas Tree and The Legend of St. Nicholas, A Story of Christmas Giving. Week 3, we are going to be reading Jesus Calling, The Story of Christmas, which will better help us explain Emmanuel and the meaning of Christmas. So if you'd like a more in-depth look at these books, let me know, and I will do something maybe on my Instagram stories where I dive deeper into what each book is talking about and how we're using it to correlate with our unit study. Now, we're going to be doing different hands-on activities. I am going to be going to the dollar store and grabbing like a few of their hands-on activities so that while I'm reading, the children can have things to keep their hands busy. So besides those things, we are going to, the first week, we're going to be creating Christmas cookies and ornaments. The second week, we are going to be using Art Hub to do their like fancy, funny Christmas trees. The third week, we are going to be making our own nativity scene out of cardboard and different things like that. So that's going to be super fun. And so those are like the hands-on projects that we're going to be doing. Now, movies. Obviously, we're going to be watching Buck Denver, Why Do We Call It Christmas? But it's going to be broken up into the 3 weeks. So we're not going to watch it all the way through. So we're going to stop and talk about the different objectives that we're trying to answer for that week. I'm also going to have my oldest copy down the vocab words. So during the movie, they flash a lot of words in like the bubbles in the clouds, and so like for example mass or Christ or Eucharist and stuff like that. And so I'm having my oldest jot down these words as his vocabulary words during this unit study, and we'll dive deeper into those words. Now, my middle child, I will probably have those words already written down and have her just practice tracing it and stuff like that. We are also watching YouTube videos that dive deeper into answering each objective. We are also watching Miracle on 34th Street, not because it has any, well, I mean, you know what? It has a very great meaning behind it. And so on the last week, we're going to be watching that movie. The thing is, it's my husband's favorite movie, especially during the holidays. We watch it every single year. And so this year, we're going to be watching it, but watching it in how we teach through movies. I have a video on that, and I'll link that up above so you can watch that video to see how we teach through movies. But that's going to be one of the movies we watch. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite movie? Your favorite like Christmas holiday movie? We are also watching VeggieTales, A Story of Joyful Giving. And VeggieTales has a couple of Christmas movies that we're going to be watching, but that is one of the ones that I really picked out. Now, field trips. We are going to think of 3 ways that we can serve. So whether it is making cookies for a family, or going to clean somewhere, like clean up a park or something like that. Our church does something where they collect toys and we give that way. I'm going to have my children sit down with me, and we're going to think of 3 different ways that we can serve during the Christmas unit study, and then that's going to be incorporated as part of our field trips, because I assume a lot of those places we're going to have to go to and give and serve with either our time or with our means and different things like that. Another thing that we're going to be doing that's going to be serving as a field trip is we're going to go pick out a Christmas tree. And so we're going to have our kids active in picking out our Christmas tree this year. Puzzles and games. I am going to be creating a Christmas bingo card that we're going to be doing as our game, and we are going to be picking up a Christmas puzzle. I'm thinking like 300 to 500 pieces. I haven't discussed it with my husband yet. He probably is going to think I'm insane, but I think for the 3 weeks we can just, during quiet time, take some time and just work a little bit on the puzzle. I still haven't figured out where to keep it yet, which is why I haven't purchased it yet, but we'll see about that. So if you'd like more information about how we teach through movies, click here. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you next time. Bye.